This is the TeamClearCoat podcast. We're two friends finally doing something about our obsession with cars.
We're probably not doing it well, but it should be fun, and we might actually learn something along the way. I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave, and this is our show. Ian.
Hello, Dave.
Jesus Christ.
We just had a conversation about how I was going to bring us in on this time, and then I didn't do that thing. That was the thing that I didn't do.
Oh, buddy. I'm Dave.
I'm Ian.
This is the TeamClearCoat podcast. Ian.
I'm easily distractible.
We're an automotive podcast.
Oh, right. That's what we're supposed to talk about. Yeah, we're an automotive podcast. We talk about cars. And we're trying this on YouTube Live now. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So, let's get started by not talking about cars per se, but we'll bring it back.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Hit me with your best shot, Pat Benatar.
So, I was driving over here.
Sure.
As I do.
Uh-huh.
To come here to record this show.
Dodging potholes in your R32?
Dodging potholes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. On the rare occasion that I can lift my eyes up from the 3 feet immediately in front of my car while I'm scanning for potholes.
Or just number 2 pencils that might be left on the road.
Anything that might put a hole in my oil pan.
A hoil in your oil?
Hoil in my oil. Got a hoil in my oil.
Uh-huh.
Which is really, I mean, honestly, any number of things could do that. I noticed, I drive through a lovely neighborhood on my way over here.
Yeah.
You live in a nice neighborhood. There's families out. Things like that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful night here in Denver.
Gorgeous.
Amazing night. This is why you live in Colorado. It's like 74, 5 degrees.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there were families out and about.
Sure.
As they do. And I noticed, for whatever reason, it just struck me that all of the families I was seeing were all coordinated. They were all colored. Like, one family had all matching T-shirts on. Another family, like, some of them were just all just in the same, color group or whatever for all their clothing. Everyone was just, like, really coordinated.
Okay.
All the families were coordinated.
Are you colorblind?
No, I am not colorblind.
Everyone was wearing gray.
It was the weirdest thing. No, I'm being
okay.
I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Really, all of the families I saw, they were all very coordinated and just like looking very, but it was on purpose coordinated sort of thing.
Okay, go on.
So that got me to thinking about an FMK cars.
Okay.
We're gonna dig deep into getting some information about Dave.
Oh no.
Yeah.
FMK Cars is a game that Ian and Dave play on the Team Clearcoat podcast. It's based on the classic game Fuck, Marry, Kill, but instead of playing it with people, we play it with cars because we're not awful and we're nice. In this game, F means you drive it for a day, you hit it and quit it. K means you kill it, you send it to the crusher immediately. M means you marry it, you put a ring on it.
Correct. Okay. So, this one is called We Finish Each Other's Sandwiches. It's an Arrested Development reference. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
All right. His and hers cars.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
So, in this scenario,
you
and your girlfriend both get these cars.
Okay. All right.
So, you have a matching his and hers car.
Okay.
Now, this is important. This is your decision alone.
Okay.
You are picking these cars. And critically, she knows that it was your decision alone.
Okay.
So whatever she gets,
whatever
she's trying to do her normal, chores or whatever in that's horrendously compromised.
Because she's in a Lotus 7 or something.
Right. Now, I gave myself a rule for this.
Okay.
These are going to be brand new cars.
Okay. All right.
And they all cost around $60,000.
Okay. Sure.
Okay?
Sure.
So they're not going to be like crappy cars or anything.
No.
They're going to be nice.
Yeah.
Some of them will be compromised in some way or another.
Okay. All right. I'll pull up a browser so people can see what we're cooking up here. Okay.
I think this is a really good.
I like this idea.
This is a really good relation. We're going to get lots of information about your relationship right now.
Sure. Let's have it. Let's have it.
So the first one is a Cadillac ATS V.
Okay.
All right. So it's gonna have the 6-speed. And the whole thing.
Okay. All right. Okay. No problem.
Yep.
So that's a coupe, correct?
You can get it in the coupe, but I believe they also make a 4-door.
Okay. All right.
I don't care which one you pick.
Okay. All right.
I believe you can get the V in the 4-door. I am not sure.
Okay. All right. So his and hers Cadillac ATS-Vs.
Let's call it the coupe though. Let's
sure.
say you both get the coupe.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay.
Oh, and the other thing, you both can modify them however you want.
Okay. All right. Okay.
The second one is a Mercedes GLC AMG 43 Coupe.
G43. Okay. All right. I like that we're sticking with the coupe theme here. GLC.
Except it's not a real coupe because it's that horrendous
the GLC.
fucking thing.
Oh, Ian.
Yeah. That like SUV.
Yeah.
Terrible coupe nastiness.
Okay. All right. Because they saw what BMW did with the X6 and they were like, we want one too.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
exactly what they
Yeah.
did, which is
Yeah.
horrendous.
Awful decision that no one should ever make. Okay. All right. Go on.
Okay.
All right.
All right. And then the last one
Okay.
is a Ford F350 King Ranch.
Ian. Okay. All right. Okay, let me see.
But you got the best part about this is showing your work.
Right.
Right. Audibly.
Yeah. So my girlfriend, she has absolutely no aversion to a manual transmission car.
Okay.
She's driven the Vigan.
Okay.
We talked about how she drove the Volkswagen Beetle after not driving a manual for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And like she was running lean in fourth gear, didn't even think about it. She was in third. Right. It was like, yeah, it was one of those just, you just do it.
Instinctual.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I'm thinking the ATS-V is definitely in the running for a Mary or F.
Okay.
Right.
I really wanted to do something like really compromised, but I was like, we've done so many Morgan 3-wheelers, can't do that.
True.
But I was gonna do like just a stripped out track day car, but then I was
Right.
like, yeah, let's just do something performance-y.
Yeah, she dailies a Lexus RX, so she sits up higher.
Right.
So the GLC would be a more appropriate vehicle, or the King Ranch.
Mm-hmm. The King Ranch is another level of sitting up high.
Yeah, exactly.
And also a whole other load of problems if you don't like need that size car.
Yeah, I think I would actually have to kill the King Ranch in this scenario.
Okay.
Because I think it would drive both of us up the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know for sure it would drive her up the wall as far as like trying to park it and stuff like that. And it would drive me up the wall because I just like truck runs in my blood. I want a Dodge Power Wagon, but I don't want to live with a Dodge Power Wagon every day. Right? Yeah. So I think I have to kill the King Ranch. I'm sorry, Ian, I misspoke. I have to kill the King Ranch.
Yep. You have to do it properly.
Yeah. So then that leaves the GLC and the ATS-V.
Okay.
This is a tough one, Ian. This is a tough one. What would you do if you were doing this with you and your wife?
Well, yeah, that's a whole other thing because Jenny does not drive stick.
Well, she chooses not to drive stick.
Emphatically chooses not to drive stick.
Mm-hmm.
Insists that it is impossible for her, and she refuses to do it. That said, being forced to drive a manual transmission would not be the worst, like, car-related thing I've foisted upon her.
True.
In our
True.
long history. So I don't know. I don't know what I would do. It would be really bad because she would hate the other two as well.
Right.
She would like that car the most
Okay.
of the three because she likes to sit low.
The ATS, yeah.
ATS.
Yeah, she does like to sit low, and she gets car sick in really wobbly cars, right?
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
And there's no way she would drive the F350.
Right.
Zero way. She could have like 3 horses
Uh-huh.
in our living room, and the only way that they were gonna leave is if she could tow them with a vehicle that she owned, and she'd be like, "I'm not driving that."
I would be interested in like Do you remember when I can't remember a music publication gave a kid, they traded a kid his iPod and they gave him a Sony Walkman tape player.
Oh, really?
And they wrote a story about it.
Uh-huh.
And so like he was completely baffled that he couldn't pull up any song.
Right.
Like a 12-year-old kid. Right?
Yeah.
And he thought the normal metal switch was for normal metal as in heavy. Right? But I would be interested in seeing Jenny go through life in the same vein of like the voice of that article with a Ford F-350
Right.
King Ranch.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so here's what I'm going to do, Ian. I'm going to F the Cadillac ATS.
Okay.
And I hate to say it, but I have to marry the Mercedes GLC.
Okay.
And I would have to be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, mainly because
And that is the way that car is compromised.
yes,
is the way that everyone else sees you on the road.
you're exactly right. But the thing is, I think this is the Subaru Tribeca syndrome, where you need to get in and out of it in the dark in order to live with it. Because once you're inside of it, and this is clutch for me, this is why I have an old man sedan, is inside it's a nice place to be. I spend tons of time driving.
Yeah, I don't think your analogy 100% holds up because there's also like an image that other people because if people see the Subaru Tribeca, they just go, "Oh, that's an ugly car."
True.
But they say that with the GLC, they go, "Oh, that's an ugly car." Whoa, what a douchebag.
True. And I think I would just have to live with that, to be honest with you.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. I think my answer would be I would crush the GLC.
Okay.
I would marry the ATS
Okay.
and just, I guess, put up with some complaining.
True.
And then for a day, we would drive the F-350.
I want a video of you guys driving an F-350 for a day.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, when we rented the Tahoe
Oh yeah.
XLT or whatever the hell
the
thing is.
Yukon
XL, the Yukon
yeah,
XL.
Yeah.
Jenny had to drive that in downtown Minneapolis.
Really? Okay.
And she was just like, this is horrible.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, she hated it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think if I have to sit in traffic, which I do all the time,
Right.
I hate to say it, but it's got to be the Mercedes.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you get what you wanted
Yeah.
out of this?
Yeah. Well, I was hoping to get a little bit more of like balancing your wants and needs
Right.
versus her wants and needs. I
Right.
guess.
And I think that's what that car does.
Okay.
Because given that she's accustomed to her Lexus RX.
But would you, just for you, would you pick the ATS?
I would not. I would hesitate to pick a manual as my daily now.
Really?
Manual is getting relegated to fun car for me because I drive so much,
You do
Ian.
drive a lot. You do a lot of city miles.
I do
True.
so many city miles, Ian.
Disappointed.
Hey, Ian. Yeah. You know?
Okay.
All
All right. That's fine. No, that's good. It's fine. It's good.
Why is your voice going up like that?
I don't know what you're talking about. It's not. I do have another my eyes I want to talk about.
Okay. All right.
I'm very sorry. So today we walked to a arts festival that's next to our neighborhood,
Sure.
the Cherry Creek Arts Fest, and we were walking along, and Nico was asking me literally every car we saw, "What's that car? What's that
Okay.
car? Is that the fastest car in the world? What's that car?" And it would be like, "No, that's not the fastest car in the world. That's a Honda Civic. No,
Right.
that's a Toyota Camry, and that's another Toyota Camry. You just asked me that." But we did see a Mitsubishi 3000 GT. And for whatever reason, it came flooding back to me that I had a middle school teacher that had one.
Oh, wow. Did this middle school teacher sell cocaine on the side?
I don't know. She was married. I don't know if her husband had a good job.
Like
or
collectively they had money as a couple?
right?
Because a
something.
middle school salary is probably not bringing that in.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But I couldn't remember her name, and I couldn't remember what she taught. But I just remember
The 3000 GT.
I remember she had a red 3000 GT.
Right.
And it was like so many orders of magnitude cooler than every other car in the parking lot
Right.
that I just thought she was the coolest person
Sure.
ever.
Yeah.
And I still have two people that like I keep in touch with that I went to middle school with.
Okay.
Like two friends. And I was like texting them trying to get them to remember, and they both remember the car. Neither of them remember the name or
Okay.
whatever it was. And then I realized that my sister was at my parents' house, so I had her like going through my yearbooks, which of course I still have at my parents' house.
Why are you sending your sister on this mission?
I don't
She
know.
has so much better things, so many better things to do.
Yeah.
Raising children.
Yeah.
Okay. And you found? She found?
She sent me the list of everyone on the staff. I still have no idea. So, if you went to middle school in
Don't
the
let
suburbs
people
of
dox
Chicago,
you, Ian.
and you remember a tall blonde female middle school teacher of some subject, maybe math or science, that sounds right, who had a red 3000 GT,
Uh-huh.
let me know.
Okay.
I'm going to do nothing with the information.
No, but I think that has a lot to say about when you view the car of an adult as a kid,
Right.
formulating your opinion of that adult
Mm-hmm.
completely changes,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
I had a neighbor that had a Ford Taurus SHO,
Okay.
and I just thought it was the coolest, right?
Uh-huh.
And then and like he was kind of a dick, actually, right?
Mm-hmm.
But on the other side of the neighborhood, I had a neighbor that had a Dodge Stealth, right? Which is the same
Right.
same
Yeah.
platform as this, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it had a Dodge Stealth, and like if I remember correctly, he had a vanity license plate that said like F117, or what was the Stealth fighter jet?
F-117.
Yeah, F117. Yeah, so he had a vanity
Oh,
plate
weird.
that had that. Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
it's lame.
yeah,
But yeah.
yeah, right. But no, and also, so I had a high school teacher that drove a postal van.
Really? Like a legit
Yes.
postal van?
Yes, a postal van.
Like, was he also a postman?
No,
He just drove a postal van?
he just drove
like a
postal
decommissioned one or
van.
something?
Decommissioned postal van.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was his daily.
But, you know, I think I know exactly. I can explain this with one anecdote that I assume is true about this person.
Yeah,
That he told at least, I'm going to say, 7 people a day how much he bought it at auction for.
it's
So, like, how little he paid for it at auction.
sure, probably. You would think.
That would be the only reason to get that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's like if you're that person, that's your brag. Right? Yeah. Right?
A postal van. That's so weird and random.
Yeah.
Especially to be a high school teacher.
Yeah.
Like, you would just get ragged on constantly by the kids, I would think.
No, he was a really nice guy.
Oh,
and
really?
it was just like, I don't know. I think like for me, that was part of learning as a kid that like, I don't know, that like that there's like norms in what you see in adult behavior.
Okay.
And then there's outliers
Okay.
and like the kind of stuff that catches your attention.
Okay,
You know?
that
Like
makes
you
sense.
see everybody else is driving, like I had a German teacher that drove a Ford LTD,
Mhm.
you know, like and I like the cool like human anatomy teacher that drove a Camaro,
Right.
right? You know, but then here comes my social studies teacher in a postal van. You know? And I don't know, that's just when you start formulating things about like weird being cool.
Yeah. That
You
makes
know?
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that.
Right.
What else did I see? Oh, we saw like a pre-war LaSalle.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, LaSalle was an old automaker.
How do you spell it?
LA space SALLE.
Yeah.
LaSalle.
Okay.
LLE, I think. right? Is that what you said? I can't see anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was a convertible, and it has this crazy hood ornament. But LaSalle, if I remember right, and I meant to look this up and I totally forgot. But I believe that they were, like absorbed by one of the big three.
Okay.
I don't really remember. I think General Motors. They
is
got
the-
absorbed by General Motors eventually. But they were around for a long, long time.
What was the hood ornament like? Was it like any of these?
It was like this one.
Oh, okay. It looks like fabric blowing in the wind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's super weird and cool.
Interesting. Okay.
But like,
Weird.
so like, I tried to get Nico interested in it, and he was just like, didn't even know what to make of it because it looked so much.
Sure.
Looks so weird, and it was one of those ones like that had it was a cabriolet, and it had the rumble seat in the back, and I was like, yeah, you sit like basically in the trunk.
Right.
And he just thought that was like the weirdest thing ever. Like, why do you sit in the trunk?
Yeah. Like to him, that is probably closer to a bus than it is any other car.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, because it's like the same dimensions as a bus. Like it's
Right.
just huge.
Right. Huh. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know if I've ever seen one or noticed one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of pre-war stuff just blends together for me, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like pre-war cars, I know nothing about them.
Yeah,
And I wish I knew more.
sure.
But I don't. I don't know anything about them.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, what else should we talk about? Let's talk about. So we have Formula F1 to talk about.
We do. Formula Effington won because it was in Britain.
That's true. That's true.
I know that it was in Britain.
I made myself some tea.
Did you?
A lovely cup of tea to watch the race this morning.
Very appropriate.
Yeah, I thought so. But we also should talk about Formula Effington 2.
Oh, there's a 2?
Oh, there's a 2 and there's a 3.
Okay. I knew that there was a 3,
Yeah.
which ostensibly would lead me to believe there was a 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So, so this weekend, there was some drama with a guy named Santino Ferrucci, who
Okay.
is an American
Uh-huh.
driving in Formula 2, which is the feeder series for Formula 1.
Gotcha.
And he is basically just a renowned, just spoiled brat, essentially.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Like, people just kind of just assume that he's a spoiled brat, and his dad is kind of a handful as well, and all this other stuff. But it all came to a head this weekend. So, first he got a fine for texting while driving a Formula 2 car.
Which is insane. So tell people the circumstances of what was going on.
Right.
Because
so,
that's one of those headlines, like texting while driving a Formula car.
right, exactly. So
Right.
the FIA has in the rule book that you're not allowed to have a cell phone in the car
Sure.
at all.
Yeah, you should certainly strap a lithium-ion battery to you somewhere in your racing suit. Yeah, while you're piloting a car in excess of how many miles an hour?
Probably 180. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
and
fast
how many
Formula 2 car is.
Gs? Right?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
5 or 6 probably.
Yeah, sure. So your iPhone is certainly
Yeah.
not going to get warm at any point.
Now, to be fair, he was just driving it from the paddock to the pit.
Right.
But it's still something that's not allowed. And he had a glove off, so he was using it.
Right, because the touchscreen won't work
Right.
through the racing glove.
Right. Fireproofing usually impacts touchscreen performance.
A bit, from what I've heard.
A skosh.
Yeah.
So a technical director for the FIA saw him, and so he got a fine.
Right.
So then during the race, he's having these scraps with his teammate. So he drives for a team called Trident, which is basically the feeder team for Haas.
Oh, okay.
He's a Haas development driver.
Mm-hmm.
And they need one right now because Grosjean is just like crashing cars left and right. Just every Grand Prix, he just crashes cars.
Okay.
So he has a bunch of scrapes with his teammate, and that's been going on, I guess, all season. But then it comes to a head, and on the cool down lap of the race. So the race is over. Everyone's doing the cool down lap to get back to the pits.
Sure.
Just the in lap back to the pits. He deliberately hit his teammate, like with his car.
Why?
I don't think anybody knows, but like And he's doing the really annoying thing of being like really defensive about it on Twitter and, like retweeting people who are like, hey, he's just a go-getter sort of thing. And the Trident team released a statement saying like, oh no, we're with this other guy. Like we completely support him and we're sitting down with our lawyers to figure out what we can do with this contract.
Wow.
Yeah. People are pissed.
Huh.
But like we can't have nice things with Americans getting close to Formula One.
Right.
Every
okay.
time an American gets close to Formula One, something catastrophic happens. Alexander Rossi had a seat, and the whole team went bankrupt.
Okay.
The whole team went into receivership. This guy gets, and it turns out he's a terrible human being, even more so than most race car drivers.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I'm not surprised. It's like an insanely moneyed series,
Yes.
Right?
It's
like,
true.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's dicks in, like, Chump Car. Not as many.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if you just grow up in that sort of environment, you're probably more prone to being an entitled little prick.
Right, yeah. I think entitlement's the key word there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you where you just like, oh, I didn't get my way, so I'm just going to hit my teammate with my race car. My open wheel race car.
Yeah, so did his front wing make contact with the wheel?
Yeah, he broke his front wing off on his teammate's wheel, which, like, again, how would he not think? First of all, he knows that there's video.
Right. Everything is on video.
There's a video.
Right.
And like his team has both cars.
Right.
If he comes into the pits and says like, and they're like, "What'd you hit your front wing on?" and he's like, "I don't know."
Right. Go to tape.
Well, just look at that dude's wheel.
Right.
It's right there.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
What a dummy. We can't have nice things.
When was the last time an American won a Formula One championship?
Formula One championship?
Yeah.
I think Mario Andretti, is the last one in 71?
Something. 70 something.
Something like that.
It's been a long time, is what you're saying.
Yeah. It's like nearly 50 years.
Huh. Why? I mean, why is that?
Well, I think because we went all in with Indy as our open wheel series, and there used to be more overlap between those two. Like the Indy 500 used to be on the F1 calendar.
Okay.
Back in the day. So that's a large part of it. And then I think also there was just more energy towards sports car racing and like dirt track and NASCAR and stuff like that.
Okay.
Here. So we just had different scenes. And I mean, if you look at even like IndyCar and, what used to be kart, like those series, they were always way smaller than what Formula One was.
Sure.
Popularity wise here.
Right.
So I think that's just what it is. There's just not enough money and everything else.
Right. Like the soccer, like the rest of the world has been on it for decades.
Yep.
And while there are fans in America, it's not like something that we would consider a national pastime.
Right. But let's talk about it as though it is a national pastime, because there was also a Formula Effington 1 race today.
There was.
And as you know, the pole sitter was, let's say it together,
Sebastian
Lewis Hamilton.
Uh-huh.
And they were at Silverstone, England.
Right. I do know that.
You knew that.
Yeah.
But the race was actually really very good.
There was a horrible crash when what's-his-name's front suspension decided it didn't want to be on the car anymore.
Yeah, that was in free practice, I think 3.
Okay.
Brendan Hartley he may have stopped shitting his pants by now, but I wouldn't have.
Yeah, he flipped upside down? Yeah.
No, he didn't. He almost. It
was close. Yeah.
Because it was. So a couple of years ago, Sebastian Buemi's also Toro Rosso.
Yeah.
He slammed on the brakes, and
both front wheels just kept going,
the
right?
whole
the whole front assembly.
the whole front suspension just collapsed.
Yeah, yeah.
But at least like
I think I remember the YouTube video. Is that where you can see like the carbon just shattering?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, yeah. Just
Well-
critical failure on both sides.
Yeah, so this was, I think, scarier in a way because I think he was going a little faster, and also it was only on one side,
Right, right.
and so it spit him into the gravel, and like that easily could have gone upside down.
Yeah, yeah.
Which would have been terrible.
Oh, yeah.
So and also, you know, I was talking about it with a friend, like, not to mention what that does to your confidence. You know, the next time you get in the car, like,
Sure.
if I press the brake pedal, is the car going to disintegrate around me?
Exactly, because it's not like it was from contact or something like that.
No.
It's from the car just like having a component failure.
Right. I mean, but that also just like drives home the forces and like what amazing
Right.
feats of engineering these cars are. Like
Until they're not.
well, yeah. But I mean, could you imagine like if you stomped on the brake pedal and your control arm snapped?
Right,
Like,
right.
that's an insane thing to think about.
Right, right.
You know, there's a million other things that would break before that.
Right, right. Exactly. But not in F1.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Right.
So yeah, that was insane. But then the big thing that happened in the race was on lap 1, Lewis the Hamilton made a kind of a shit start, and in turn 3, Kimi Räikkönen tried to overtake him, understeered and spun
Right.
Lewis, and Lewis ended up in like 17th place or something like that.
Okay.
Basically at the complete back of the pack.
But
So he ended up coming right back through the field and ended up finishing second, which is amazing. It was a crazy drive.
Kimi did?
No, Lewis did.
Lewis did. Oh, okay.
But Kimi finished third, but Lewis and Kimi got a 10-second penalty for it. And in the post-race interview, he said that it was earned. It was his fault.
Sure. It was a mistake.
It was a mistake. And
You said somebody ended up 17th. Well,
Lewis ended up in 17th place.
oh,
but
and
had
then
to
clawed his way back to second. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was a great drive.
Sure, sure.
Especially since like there was like track temperature issues and tires going off and stuff like that. But the thing I wanted to talk about is Mercedes' reaction to it after the race, because both Lewis and Mercedes have said things kind of inferring that Ferrari is doing this on purpose, or may have done something like this on purpose.
Doing what exactly,
Well,
Ian?
and that's what I don't know, because in order for this diabolical scheme to come together,
The scheme of
hitting Lewis,
yes.
because there has been a few incidents recently where he's ended up getting hit or being spun,
Right,
or,
right.
or his
F-
teammate has
feels
gotten
like
hit.
there's a target on their
Right.
backs. Yeah.
Right. And I just want to say, for this particular instance, like, in order for, like, sometimes F1 conspiracy theorists just need to take a second back and, like, do, like, the Tobias Funke thing of, like, recording themselves and then playing it back.
Right.
Because in order for this to be a conspiracy, Ferrari would have had to have set Kimi's car up for understeer, which
Right.
he was battling all race and
Right.
complained about on the radio, and you could see it in the video. Like, he would turn the wheel and you just kind of go straight.
Sure.
And that's what caused the accident with him. But then also, they would have to have known that Lewis would make an uncharacteristically bad start.
Right, right.
And
that the two of them would need to be together.
but then he still finished second. So, like, what?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense at all. But they both Lewis and the team boss kind of inferred that was the issue, that was what was happening.
That there was some kind of plot to
Yeah.
set Kimi's car up so that it would be easy to make it look like something happened.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't get it. But that's a whole thing, and it's a whole thing with, like, Lewis people. And I'm just saying that conspiracy theories are always dumb,
Right.
but this one's especially dumb.
I like it because, like, conspiracy theories are hilariously fascinating, the flat earth and stuff like that, because they operate on such a grand scale, right?
Right.
They require so many pieces of coordination, so many, humans, which we already know are fucking garbage,
Yeah.
to all play their part perfectly,
Right.
right? But then when it gets scaled into something like as inconsequential as Formula One, like a
Right.
conspiracy theory, that's hilarious.
Yes.
That's fantastic to
And
me.
there's tons of them.
Right.
I mean, especially, and I think Bernie didn't help matters. Bernie
Right.
Eccleston didn't help matters because he did
Sure.
seem like an evil genius.
Right. Yeah. There was certainly some calculation happening somewhere, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
and like, didn't the NBA have a points fixing scandal a while ago? No? Okay. How do I know more about that? Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
one of my like 3 sports that
Yeah.
it's not on the list of like 3 sports that I watch, so I don't know.
Yeah. So
I mean, the the FIFA has tons of that stuff,
right, yeah.
match fixing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this would be on another level. This would be like I'm controlling events outside of things that I can normally control.
Right. This is like Superman, what is it, 3 or 4? Like Richard Pryor's building a computer that controls the weather.
Right. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Like 9-dimensional chess,
Yeah.
all of that sort of stuff. It's just
A typical race weekend.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The Puppet Masters.
Exactly.
Yeah. There was no conspiracy to hit Lewis on purpose because it didn't work out.
Right.
That's the evidence.
Right.
Like he still beat Kimi. So
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
people are idiots.
They
Anyway,
are.
That's it. Why don't we play an FMK cars?
Okay. Sure. For some reason, I went down a deep rabbit hole. I don't know why. Oh, I do. I saw a. Well, I have a few. I had started one about coupes, but I think we'll skip that one. I saw an Isuzu the other day,
Uh-huh.
and an Isuzu Ascender.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Which was the same as the Chevy Trailblazer?
I think so. This is when our voices get really high.
Yeah, when
But
we're
it's-
sure we're misspeaking.
But it's one of those cars where like you look at it and you go, "Oh yeah, that's right. That did historically happen."
right.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, like when someone just mentions Grover Cleveland, you're like, "Oh yeah, that was a president."
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. So I saw an Isuzu Ascender, and in addition to making myself learn how to spell Isuzu consistently, right? I figured I would start doing some research about Isuzu. And it turns out they're actually pretty fascinating, right? So they've produced some pretty bonkers vehicles, the Via-Cross for sure, right? But this one, Ian, these are Isuzu concept SUVs, okay? Not just concept cars, because they've had their share of concept cars,
Right, yeah.
but they really went down this rabbit hole of making concept SUVs for a while.
okay. All
Okay,
right.
so these are Isuzu concept SUVs.
Okay.
So first up, ISUZU. All right, we have the 1989, so you know it's good.
Yeah.
1989. This is the multi-cross, is what this is called.
Okay.
All right. So look at this, Ian. Okay. It looks
What
like
in the hell?
see, it looks like it drove off of the Jurassic Park 1 lot.
It looks like a lifted gremlin.
It does. Yes, you're right. It with a little bit of Fiat Panda thrown in.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, like first generation Fiat Panda. You're right.
Yeah. So thank you, carstyling.ru, for the picture. Yeah. So a 1989 Isuzu Multicross.
What is that?
See, this is
What is that?
once I started digging, Ian, you get some gold.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then let's go. Next, I'm going to give you another Isuzu concept SUV. It is the VX-2. So much better than the VX1, Ian. Here it is. This is the VX2. Let's see if we can find a good picture for you. So it kind of
like the RoboCop version of a Nissan Murano.
There you go. Yeah, and it's a coupe.
Oh, weird.
And it has this weird like nose on the roof. Like I don't know.
What year is this?
This is I don't know. I think this is a 90 something, 1998. Yeah.
Even by like modern standards.
Uh-huh.
You know, like because modern concept cars, like the wheels are all like stupid,
right,
crazy, oversized. Those are insane.
Yeah. No, it's sitting on like 34s or something. I don't know. It's up there.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Dude, Isuzu made some concept SUVs.
Yeah.
Like their concept SUV budget was pretty good. Yeah.
Or not good enough, but
Okay, and then lastly, the 1989 Costa, C-O-S-T-A.
Okay.
Look at that, Ian.
What in the hell?
These all look like toy cars that somebody had turned into a car.
Somebody made a pickup truck out of Howard the Duck.
You're exactly right. It also looks like, I don't know, like a Suzuki SX9 roller skate convertible thing.
Do you have any information on like the
powertrain?
Powertrain?
No, none. Let's just say that it's tolerable across the board. All right. So you have the weird yellow multicross, which looks more plastic than anything.
That thing is that doesn't even look real. It looks like a Lego car.
It does. Yeah.
That's so weird.
Look, the windshield wipers are on the top. It's got these big like off-roading lights.
Well, and it looks like the doors come off and stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah.
It looks like it's all
They
modular.
definitely do external hinges for the doors. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. Ian,
Super weird.
what do you think you would do? FMK, the VX2? That is bonkers, right?
It really is.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the seats. I just noticed the seats.
Oh, yeah, they're like racing seats. Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. Or the Costa.
Oh man. This is a tough call because
even if you had Bob Costas in the Costa.
I want to drive all of them. Honestly.
Right? See? Dude, this is
curious.
just 3 of them, Ian.
Yeah.
There's more.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah. Once you hit that Wikipedia page, you get a lot of tabs show up in your browser. It just does it on your own. We need a TeamClearCoat Wikipedia extension for Chrome.
Yeah.
Like when you go to a certain page, it opens everything you should open from there.
Right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Just the rabbit hole extension.
Uh-huh.
Boop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take me.
Yeah. So like you go to the Wikipedia page for the Volvo 240, right?
Uh-huh.
And it just like one of the pages is like an LS swap guide.
Right.
Right? Yeah. Another page is like, all of the marketing, like then the lawsuit for, the fake Bigfoot ad, Remember that when they had steel beams inside the Volvo?
Oh, right.
Yeah, yeah.
I forgot about
For anybody
that.
who doesn't know, Volvo had this television commercial where they had a monster truck run over there, a bunch of cars and theirs didn't collapse. And they said it was because the Volvo was so strong. It turned out that they had put steel beams inside the car.
Like I-beams.
Like I-beams, yeah. So
Like
of course it didn't get crushed.
skyscraper I-beams.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. And then they had to pay something. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, back to Isuzu and their weird ass SUV concepts.
All right. So I think I'm gonna crush.
See?
Oh man. Yeah.
See?
I don't want to kill any of them. I don't want to deprive the world of any of these.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna crush the multicross.
Okay. All right.
No, I can't do that. All right. I'm crushing the VX2.
Okay.
I'm crushing the VX2.
All right. It looks like a pain to get in and out of, but it looks so weird.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
But I'm so intrigued by the other one. So I think I will marry the multicross. I went from crush to marry just that quick.
Okay.
I'm going to marry the multicross.
All right. And then for a day, you and Bob Costas in the Costa?
Oh, no, you're driving with me.
Okay.
Even though it's a convertible.
Yeah.
We're driving around one of those.
I'll sunblock up.
Yeah. I'll hold an umbrella over you.
Well, thank you. Yes. Yeah, Isuzu certainly went in with this this upper lip skid plate protector.
Yeah, the underbite.
Yeah, the underbite. Yeah, so they had it on the
Mhm.
multicross and the Costa. Yeah, both of them.
Mhm.
Yeah, that yeah, the underbite. Yeah, nice. So yeah, dude, Isuzu is a gold mine. Yeah, it's yeah, right.
I'm excited to do the concept cars next.
Yeah, yeah, Ian. Yeah. I mean, I don't have that one, but I started it.
Oh, well, I'm excited for next week then.
Yeah. Speaking of concept cars, I have one more FMK cars for you.
I want to hear it.
Okay, Ian, and this is going to start with an Isuzu as well.
Okay.
So, Ian, this one is called Concept Cars from What is the Absolute Best Year in Music. But about that.
So, absolute best year in music, you're going to say 1990,
Lower.
1980,
Yep. Yep.
So, that'll be like, I don't know, what came out in 1980? Pretty Hate Machine?
Pretty Hate Machine. Yep. Yep. De La Soul.
An excess record, right?
Yes. Yes. But so you're going to get a concept car from 1989.
Okay.
Okay? And there's going to be one specific song that is constantly playing in the car from that year.
Okay.
But about it being the best. This is not, because other music came out in 1989. Other music that we should not be proud of.
Okay.
First up, Ian, you get an Isuzu 4200R.
Whoa!
See? Isuzu, Ian? Look at that. It looks like a crazy, insane Lamborghini Ford Probe.
It does. There is a little bit of Ford Probe in there.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. It looks amazing.
There's a little bit of RX-7
Yep.
in the front. The FD RX-7.
Yeah. It looks amazing by today's standards, and this was from 1989.
That's
This
really
is
cool looking.
truly a concept car.
Yeah.
So, Ian, unfortunately, Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation is playing in the stereo all the time. And if you want, you can dress up like one of the dancers in the video.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I do want. Yeah.
Yeah, you should want.
Yeah.
All right?
Fantastic.
But look at what you get. You get an Isuzu 4200R.
That's really cool.
All right. Second up, Ian, I'm going to give you a Mitsubishi HSR. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but this is Mitsubishi's crazy sports car from the era.
Weird.
People were on a pretty awesome wavelength in 1989. Yeah.
Was this... okay. All right. Mitsubishi, huh?
Yeah. Look at that all glass cockpit thing.
Yeah.
Right?
It looks like it looks a little like a Le Mans prototype. I wonder if this was like response to Mazda doing so well.
It could be. Yeah. Yeah. Ian. Oh, the song. Ian, I'm sorry. Oh, look at that.
Whoa.
It's got these weird little things, these arrow things.
Yeah.
In the back.
That's really cool.
Crazy. Oh, it's active aerodynamics. Wow. Crazy. Wow. Okay. So, Ian, the song. You like Prince?
Yeah.
You know what came out in 1989?
I don't.
Movie Batman. Michael Keaton.
My dad loved that soundtrack. Like,
Well,
unironically loves that soundtrack,
guess what?
including the Bat Dance.
The Bat Dance.
God damn it.
All right. Ian,
Yes.
lastly, you're going to do.
Dance.
Yeah. Your favorite song. Nissan
Uh-huh.
Neo X.
Okay.
Look at this.
Holy shit.
Ian, look at that. It's
That's
amazing. It's a
super cool.
beautiful, elegant. Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's beautiful. 1989, this is what they were doing, Ian.
Look at the dash.
Yeah.
It's so simple and cool.
It
That's
is.
really, I like that.
Right? Yeah. So, Ian.
Those wheels are nutty.
Yeah, right?
Look at the like pinholes in them.
They are. They look like really high-end speaker grills.
Yeah,
Right?
they really do.
Yeah. Mercedes took those and used them in their new interiors.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like it looks like it's got some like, it's got a little Nissan POW in it.
It does. Yeah. Yeah. But it's like a grown-up POW. Like you can see where like
Right.
the Infiniti J series and the Qs started from something like this,
Yeah.
right?
But yeah, you can really see the cutesy POW stuff.
Yeah.
It's like
But elegant.
Right.
Cute but elegant.
it'd be like if,
Elegant.
it'd be like if there was like a makeover show
Uh-huh.
and someone only dressed in like Hello Kitty
Sure.
and
sure.
that sort of shit and was like super cutesy, but she was like 35 and was at a professional job, and so they made this person over to be professional.
Right.
That's what it would end up looking like.
And they just ended up with a very tasteful Hello Kitty pocket square,
Yes.
right?
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or kerchief,
Correct.
right?
It's really cool looking.
I would 100% drive this today,
Yeah.
right? Ian,
Yeah, it's super cool.
the song.
Oh, God.
You forgot about the song. 1989, Ian.
Well, I was hoping you were going to forget, to be honest.
Well, a drunken individual named Billy Joel wrote a song
Fucking hate Billy Joel.
in 1989.
Oh, I hate Billy Joel.
Do you know what it is?
I mean, it's not going to be good.
We Didn't Start the Fire.
Was that 1989?
Sure was on the album Stormfront. Track 1. Hit you with it right up front.
Wow.
I think.
that's a poor
I know
decision.
Downeaster Alexa was close to it as well, which also.
You know a disturbing amount about Billy Joel.
Guess who had the Stormfront cassette when he was a kid?
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Ian.
Okay. So, all right. So I got to put up with Billy Joel in that.
Not just Billy Joel,
Right,
but
We
Billy
Didn't Start
Joel,
the
We
Fire.
Didn't Start the Fire. Because I will actually go toe-to-toe with you and say that there's some legit good Billy Joel songs. So you can fucking bring it.
Okay. I mean, I don't agree. But it's fine.
Yeah, I understand that.
What were the
That's
other-
the whole purpose of an argument.
I know. What were the other ones? It was the Mitsubishi
Yes.
Le Mans racer,
Yes,
basically.
with
Active Arrow and
Bat Dance.
Bat dance and
Uh-huh.
a cooker
Right.
for a roof.
Yeah, and
Just an
then
induction cooker.
the Isuzu 4200R
Yeah.
with what is it? Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
I know what I'd do.
I think that's the best song.
Okay,
Janet Jackson is the best song of the three.
it's pretty poppin'.
I mean, it's certainly better than Billy Joel.
Yeah,
The thing is, though, that car is just too cool.
it is.
The Nissan.
It is, right?
The Isuzu's super cool, too.
It is. It looks like like the back end looks like a Koenigsegg.
Yeah, it's nutty.
Yeah.
I think the answer is I'm going to crush the Mitsubishi.
Oh, okay.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
kill the
And Bat
Mitsubishi
Dance,
And Bat Dance.
the best song Prince ever wrote. Uh-huh.
Now we're just getting crazy. And then I think I'm gonna have to marry, even though I hate this song so much. That Nissan.
Okay.
I've got to marry the Nissan.
Okay.
It's just
It's
it looks,
elegant. It's amazing.
It wants to be daily driven.
Yeah. Yeah. Right?
And you would be the coolest person ever
Yeah.
rolling around in that thing.
Right?
And then I would, for a day, drive the shit out of that thing. Just
Right.
in the mountains.
And you and I would dress up like the dancers from Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation.
Well, yeah. I mean, we do that when we go
drive
in the
anyway.
mountains anyway. Right?
Adoy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
Is that what would you do?
Yeah, I would marry the Nissan. And I would, oh man, I think for a day I would definitely drive the Isuzu. Yeah, 4200R.
Okay.
Yeah, Isuzu, man. They had some fucking cocaine money back in the 80s, man.
Well, but they did, but they didn't. Also,
Right,
because
exactly. Because they were scooped up by GM.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So they had the Via Cross and they had a couple other cars that were like in house, I guess. But
Right.
Like most of their stuff were
Just
like,
rebadged.
rebadged.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other stuff.
Yeah, but they had like the Impulse and the Stylus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, so that's the fruits of my Isuzu rabbit hole. Speaking of mountain driving,
Mm-hmm.
I took a bike ride in the mountains today, and this is my eyes.
Okay.
But took a bike ride in the mountains, and I was going up Squaw Pass and Juniper Pass today, which is it's beautiful. But unfortunately, there is a fair amount of road traffic. You're actually on the road.
Right.
And there is a good bike lane for most of it. But between all the motorcycles and stuff like that, and a few of them blasting classic rock, as we love, right?
The best.
Yeah. There was a supercar club that was going up the mountains as well.
Right.
Okay? Like they're wont to do,
Mm-hmm.
right? First up, car, and this is what I heard coming, and I knew good things were about to cross my eyes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ferrari 488,
Nice.
right? Beautiful. Behind it was a Porsche Carrera 4. And then rounding out the group was of course, the obligatory Lamborghini Gallardo,
Yeah.
black with green plasti-dipped wheels,
Nice.
right? Yeah. A Mustang of some variety, a BMW M4. But, Ian, there was a 2016, I need to pull this up, Dodge Viper ACR.
Oh shit.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right?
Yeah, you don't see those around that much.
No, you don't. You don't, Ian. And it was the white with the black and red stripe. Yeah. It was really cool.
That is super cool.
Right? That's the car that if we were just to think about it on its own, it's oh, okay, all right, it's there. But you kind of put it against some other supercars, and it's not the best, but it's kind of the one you might want to drive if you had your pick. Right?
Yeah, and it's so funny. The Viper's trajectory to me is really interesting, especially this last iteration of it.
Yeah.
Because the Hellcat engine came out.
Right.
And the Viper was always so the naturally aspirated piece of it was such a big thing with that car.
Right.
And the
right.
V10 and the whole thing. But now you can buy a four-door a four-door
a supercharged
sedan.
Yeah, with 700 horsepower.
More horsepower than
right.
that.
Right.
It's just so strange. And they just kind of I guess we're not doing that anymore.
Right.
Was
Just as a brand.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's still I know it's like you're saying, I know in my head
Right.
that is not a top 10 car that
Right.
I should want to drive.
Right, exactly. But
the same brain that thought the Mitsubishi 3000 GT that my middle school teacher was driving, because that car came out because the original car came out when I was 9 or 7 or 8 or something like that. It's it just holds this incredible thing in my imagination.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that was also one of the cars in the first Need for Speed game, and
True.
So it had the strong video game car legacy as well.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
And it was always super hard to drive in all the video games.
Oh yeah, go figure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've driven one on a track.
Oh, that's right, you did, because
Yeah.
you drove that and the Lotus, right?
Yep, drove that and the Lotus. The Lotus was on an autocross track. The Viper was on the Pikes Peak Raceway down in Colorado Springs.
The Roval.
Yep, the oval, but with the road course extension.
Yeah, Roval.
Roval. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know you actually said a word.
Yeah, no, that's a real word.
That's what they call it?
That's what they call it when they do the half oval or the 3/4 oval.
Right, with a road kicker.
With the infield.
Okay,
That's
roval.
called a Roval course.
Yeah, see, I didn't even know.
Road and oval.
Or, yeah.
It's a portmanteau.
Huh.
Is that how you say that?
Portmanteau.
Is that?
Mhm.
Shit.
Yeah, sorry. Is that one of the words that you've always read but never heard out loud?
Yep.
I didn't know I didn't know how it sounded until I heard Paul F. Tompkins pronounce it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you're going to take somebody's word on it,
yeah,
it's going to be his.
Take a dapper gentleman.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
No,
so what was it like?
fucking terrifying. And it wasn't terrifying from a oh my God, this has a ton of power.
It was an older one though, right?
Yeah, it was this second generation, I think. Yeah, second generation.
Right.
My
Okay,
head
the
stuck
facelifted
up
one.
over the my helmet stuck up over the windshield line,
That's already terrifying.
as it's wont to do.
Yeah.
But the torque was insane. Feeling that truck engine. It's a truck engine. Feeling the
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
right? That's crazy. But it was the most vague thing I've ever driven.
Really?
Ever. You got nothing through your butt. Ever. Ever. Now, I'm sure other iterations, they've completely changed that. But like just the straight, like vanilla stock Viper that you would buy, back in like 2007 or whatever, right? Like that was pants shittingly vague. And I'm sure it's different if you're like truly at 10 tenths, I would hope, but you got nothing. Like honestly, I might as well have had a PlayStation controller.
Yeah.
It was really scary.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Especially since I went from a Lotus
right
to that within
that might have been part of it.
half an hour. But for real, it was so vague. Like
Yeah.
I got nothing.
That's really disconcerting.
I moved the wheel and the car moved, but you didn't really have any other feedback other than your eyes.
Oh, that's really weird.
Yeah, it was a video game.
Huh.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, Ian, talk to people about stuff while I pull up our voicemail.
Oh,
Can you do that?
I can do that.
Can you please?
So we, if you don't know, we have a hotline that you can call, and this is for when you're driving along and you don't have like your what do you call it? Your intern available
Right, to take a picture.
to take the picture for you, or you're actually abiding by laws and not taking pictures while you're driving.
Right.
But you see something and you're like, oh my God, I got to talk to somebody about this because either it makes me really happy or, oh my God, I can't believe somebody bought that thing.
So Henry, we played his message on one of our previous shows.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Henry. He called us with oh my God, I can't believe somebody bought that thing. And we heard the despair in his voice over a
Yes.
Chevy HHR SS.
Yeah.
I'd like to report that this is the opposite. He's happy.
Fantastic.
Here we go.
Hey, this is Henry again, calling. This time with a positive thing because I just saw
Oh God, did I pause that?
right out on the road, like it was no big deal, a tiny little Suzuki mini truck, like a K truck or something. It was light blue, like robin's egg blue, and it was adorable, and it was just out there, like there was no problem, and it just made me really happy, and yeah, so thanks. Yeah, I hope this brightens your day too, to know that someone's driving a little Suzuki mini truck. Yeah, love you guys. Bye.
We love you too, Henry. And yes, so that's like, yes, you have these polar ends of the spectrum,
Yeah.
right? You can't deal with what you're seeing, or you're just so happy,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I completely identify with this voicemail because K cars they brighten your day.
They
Like,
do.
you
It's
just
like
get-
seeing a golden retriever puppy.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that's exactly right. And I remember when my friend Kirby
Yes.
was in Japan, and he sent
Yeah.
us these pictures. He kept sending us pictures of cars,
Right.
and he sent me this one picture that had it was like a Supra and
A
like
Nissan GTR,
an R34,
R34, yes.
GTR, but then
but
on the end, like barely in frame, was like a little K truck, and I was like, "Tell me everything there is to know about it."
that's, if we're picking like JDM ultimate cars, then we see the K truck.
Yeah,
That's what we want to know more about.
yeah,
Tell me about this chimney.
yeah. And he was just like, "You're an idiot." Didn't
No.
respond to my text for
No.
a day.
No. So remember on last episode, I gave you an FMK cars where you had to wear a fedora.
I do remember that.
Remember what the car was?
I don't remember.
Nick Lindy does.
Hey guys, it's Nick Lindy again,
Oh.
calling the famous hotline, the one and only. Hey, I have to, I can't believe I'm doing this. I have to make a confession. I used to own a Mitsubishi Lancer OZ Rally, and it was hot garbage. So, yeah, everything you said about it on your most recent episode is 100% true. The one thing it did have going for it, though, is it could turn on a dime, so that was kind of cool for doing donuts and things. But, yeah, no, it was not fast, and as soon as it hit 100,000 miles, it was just terrible. Yeah, love the show. That's all. Okay, bye.
Well, thank you, Nick. And so, like we all have things that in our automotive past that we were ashamed of. I actually owned a Toyota Camry at some point,
Right.
right?
I had that Saturn.
Yeah. right?
It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, our buddy Ike with the Untitled Car Show would, beat you up for saying that was your, you're ashamed of it.
I know.
Yeah.
He's a strange person.
But that's okay. That's all right.
Yeah.
That's okay.
We learn from our mistakes.
We learn from our mistakes, right?
We can't all be winners.
Yeah. Nick, and as long as there isn't a picture of you in a fedora in the OZ Rally Lancer, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay, buddy. If there is, let us know. We'll help you scrub that from the internet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disclaimer, we don't know how to do it.
Exactly. Disclaimer, we're not really doing that. Okay, so we got a voicemail from a listener. I'm sorry, I don't know who this is, and we're going to play it. All right? And we need to see pictures. But yes, here we go.
So I have in my eyes, and it's a car stanza of my car. A guy at work who must be.
I just want to coin a term for this real quick. When there's your car, right, that you have, and then like somebody has a nigh identical one, you call it a doppelganger. Doppelganger, but with car. Ian, portmanteau. Okay, back to the voicemail.
On the prized customer list at Pep Boys has a car just like mine, an Acura TSX, with all this crap stuck on it, including a what do they call them? Type S badge. Because there are
Type
Acura
S?
Type S's, but his car isn't automatic, and there were no Type S TSXs sold in America. Oh, and also I saw a Bricklin today. So I can send you pictures if you'd fix your email thing on your website, or maybe I should be using the Twitter to do that. Anyway, bye.
So yes, you can use the Twitter to do that. Alternatively, I did fix the email thing on the website.
And so you have a doppelganger of your own car, like, and the Pep Boys equivalent. We need to see pictures of that.
Yeah.
And also, if you saw a Bricklin, that's badass.
That is badass.
Yeah, right? Yeah, those are crazy cars. Yeah, the SV1. Yeah, Gullwing, baby. Yeah. Also, like, one of the worst cars ever made, but amazing looking, right?
It's a good example of ambition far outstripping execution.
We're not familiar with that at all.
Nope.
You know what the SV stood for in Bricklin SV1?
I don't. No.
Look at the front bumper. Safety vehicle. For real. For real. Yeah,
That's
that
amazing.
bumper was designed to take like a certain impact. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. Safety vehicle.
It's such a strange car.
It is. So also, previous caller voicemail that we played, you gave us the honor. We finally made it. You pocket dialed us. So Thank you for the butt dial. We appreciate that.
It finally feels like we made it.
Yep. This is what it smells like, right?
I hope not.
Yeah. All right. Well then, Ian, what do you say we wrap this up?
I think so. I think we can do that.
Oh, lastly, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We got an email from a gentleman named Kelly.
Oh.
Did you see that?
I don't think I saw that.
So, Ian.
I did see this.
yes,
Yes, this is awesome.
Yes. So, Kelly, Sedalia, Missouri, Kelly drives a black 1999 Civic with some pretty bad clear coat damage on the hood. When I bought the car, this is what Kelly said. When I bought the car, I had no idea I was buying into a whole team. I'm currently binge listening to your guys' shows, and I'm writing this while listening to episode 11. So that's fantastic. Welcome to the team, and sorry. Yeah.
Thank you and sorry.
Should you stick with it until episode 149?
Which means you'll get to that episode in
A day
I'm
or
guessing
two?
like 6 months. But we appreciate you.
Yeah, for
listening to
sure.
our show.
Yeah, that's awesome. So thank you for sending us the email. And of course, anybody with Peel and Clear Coat is certainly honorary instant member. Bring them in.
Bring him in.
Bring them in.
We'll bring him in for a creepy hug.
Yep, that's right. Yep. All right. Ian, what should people do if they want to hear more of this?
They should do the things on the iTunes with the rating and the reviewing and the subscribing.
Definitely.
And then they should do the thing on the YouTube of also the subscribing.
Definitely.
And then they should call our hotline when they see something. They should say something. 720-515-1391.
Way to pull up the number, buddy.
Yeah.
Way to pull up the number.
The first time I've gotten it right there because I had it on my phone.
Nice.
Instead of
Yeah,
relying on my memory.
Send us your FMK cars, teamclearcoat@gmail.com, or you can click the link on the website now that Ian fixed it.
Yeah, I can't believe
Yeah.
that. Anyway.
Yeah.
And then the media's social.
Yep, Twitter.
We're on all those.
Yeah, hit us up on Twitter. We seem to be on that one the most.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the one we have the fewest followers.
But you've been doing the best work.
Yeah.
We have
We're
Ian to thank for that.
We're smart.
We are.
We're
This is how
super
we're
smart.
leaning in. Yep. Exactly. All right, everybody.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We love you.
We love you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. This is when I would play the outro song.
Oh, right now?